those screwy scientists are up to it again. Now they're talking about a group of scientists, about 13 in total, are talking about building a space ark, a living, breathing, literally living ship in space to help, as the Huffington Post article says, save humanity. Now, this thing that I'm about to describe to you guys, I'm hoping they're creating it with the intention that something bad isn't going to happen. You know, I like to think that something like this can be created without the fear of mass extinction on Earth by via a meteorite or something like that, Armageddon. But no, here we have this. British scientists are working on a space ark capable of sustaining humanity in the event of a global catastrophe, even though none of them will ever live to see it launched. Okay, well, at least they're planning ahead, right? The Times reports that researchers from the University of Greenwich, Warwick, and Surrey, hope I'm pronouncing that right, are helping to lead the project, which is known as Project Persephone. And all 13 scientists are involved, 6 British, but also including team members from the United States, Italy, and the Netherlands. The stated aim is to investigate living technologies, quote unquote, that might help in the context of habitable starship architecture that can respond and evolve according to the needs of its inhabitants. The vision is for a craft capable of sustaining a few thousand individuals for multiple generations while the ship travels to a planet able to sustain life. Now, we know that, you know, there are planets that are a few light years away, and I'm not sure what the closest Earth-like planet is. I'm not sure how many light years away that is, but you can't get there using rocket fuel. And some people have tried to, you know, suggest maybe solar energy as a way of as a form of energy that could get us there. Solar energy has potential. Right now, I don't think that potential means, you know, you can put it on a spaceship and use it to take you to another planet. Because I guess you will probably have a situation where the further away you get from the sun, the less energy you're taking in. So the issue would be, how are we going to get there? You know, what they plan on including under the umbrella of living technology, we don't know. Thinking some form of energy would be involved in that. Maybe bioenergy, biofuels. You can perhaps see a situation where scientists could create something that they can grow and use that as energy. So you have the replenishable energy with you as you go along, and you don't need to collect it from an outside source. That makes the most sense. But I'll continue. Aha! Key to the effort will be the development of biofuels and artificial soil, which I just said. Rachel Armstrong, a senior architecture and design lecturer at the University of Greenwich, told the Times, "It's about challenging our notion of sustainability and looking at what the conditions are for survival and how we would take those with us." End quote. So we're gonna have to see. I don't think any of us are gonna be alive when this thing is actually created. But it's interesting to think that the Citadel ship from Mass Effect might actually be created one day. It's totally not impossible. We just won't be here to see it. Now, what could some of these exoplanets look like once we get to them? Well, that depends on the exoplanet. It depends on how far or close away from the sun you are. We could come across a hot Jupiter. Planets that are gaseous, but they're very close to their orbiting star. They have a quick year, I guess you could say. Or we could be talking about carbon-rich planets. The Earth isn't carbon-rich. The Earth is composed of iron and magnesium and silicon and other elements, but not too much carbon. Scientists believe that carbon-rich planets could be composed possibly of diamond, or maybe not the whole planet is a giant diamond, but a large portion of the planet could just be full of just diamonds all over the place. Diamonds everywhere. Or maybe graphite. You could have an entire planet of graphite, and you know graphene comes from graphite. You know, so you could have a graphene diamond planet somewhere. And it actually could be in a quote-unquote Goldilocks zone, which is the area where it's not too hot, not too cold for life to exist. So these are potential planets that one and explore, you know, future, you know, space explorers 100, 200 years from now might come across. And check this article out. It's in the comments. Well, it's not in the comment section. It's in the description box below this video. Scientists believe most exoplanets, which are located far beyond our solar system, are composed of elements similar to those found on Earth. But astronomers say there may be planets made largely of diamonds or graphite, and they could be more common than previously thought. And I quote, "Despite the relatively small amount of carbon on Earth, carbon has been critical for the emergence of life and the regulation of our climate through the carbon silicate cycle," says John Moriarty, a doctoral candidate at Yale University. "It's an open question as to how carbon-rich chemistry will affect the habitability of exoplanets. We hope our findings will spark interest in research to help answer these questions." Later on, down the article, astronomers generally believe that the rocky exoplanets are composed, as Earth is, largely of iron, oxygen, magnesium, and silicon, with only a small fraction of carbon. In contrast, carbon-rich planets, a diamond planet or a graphene planet, could have between a small percentage and 3/4 of their mass in carbon. Earth has 0.005%, so Earth doesn't have a whole lot of carbon, you know, in its structure. Now, we humans, we're a carbon-based species. You know, we couldn't exist without carbon, but the Earth itself doesn't really need a whole lot of it. So there you have it. It's something interesting to think about. For a writer like me, this gives me material to use for future stories. So, I don't know, it's pretty interesting to me. You may not care that much. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Like this video and hit that subscribe button for me. Thanks.